What is happening, all my little Jedis? How's everybody doing out in Nerd Nation? Welcome to another episode of Ahsoka, aka Ahsoka Adjacent. And this is episode 4, Fallen Jedi. Let's talk to all these little fallen Jedi on the panel and get right into the show because I think, like many of y'all, we all have lots of questions. The good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to those questions. And let's just laugh at the show. But introducing first, you know him, you love him, mean streets of Austin, Texas. It's Captain Carson Teva. What's happening, Jeff?
Not much. I'm excited to talk about this one. I have thoughts, good and bad, and I'm ready to fucking get into it.
You don't have to lie to people if you only have bad thoughts. We get it.
I have some good.
Okay.
I have some good.
Okay. That's hopeful. Oh, it's hopeful. You know what else is hopeful? We finally have him or one of his clones. It's our world famous traveler, producer Terry, aka Lord Terry. What's happening, man?
Let me start off on the hate train and say I'm only back on this show because I've been doing a lot of advertisement for us. And if people watch us, they're going to be like, where's that black dude with the glasses I met who told me about this shit? I need to be back on the show because I am not liking this Ahsoka. This shit needs baby Grogu so fucking bad. I need to be entertained by it. We'll get in more of my hatred, but no, I'm not feeling it.
I got you. Well, he's not baby Grogu, but he's back on the show. It's Alex of the Drunk Banthas. Alex, what's happening, baby?
What's up? Feeling good. Thank you for that intro. Sometimes I do feel like a Grogu, but mainly because I don't talk a lot and I eat everything. But I'm very, very excited to talk about this show because there's so many problems. But there's also like so much potential for it to be better. So yeah,
we've been saying that since episode 1. So we're gonna hope that one way or another it goes. It's four. We are halfway through this. All right. I'm going to ask this question real quick. And maybe I want wrong answers only.
42.
Maybe you give a right answer. Yes. First of all, the answer to that is yes. That was the number of Jackie Robinson. How did you know I was going to ask that? Second of all, wrong answers only. Who the hell was Marrok? Was it Smoke from Mortal Kombat?
It's funny. So it's actually
what was that?
Everybody thought it was Ezra, but in actuality, it was Ezra. We're not gonna find out until the final episode, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, shit! I killed Ezra." That's what it was.
Oh my god, that would actually make the show. That would redeem the show for me.
That would.
Smoke man.
Yes.
I was so just like, what the fuck? Who bleeds smoking? What is going? No.
Yeah, this turned into Hellboy 2 real quick. The character of that what's his name? Seth MacFarlane played the little German scientist that was full of smoke.
Right.
He was full of dust.
Yeah. Like magic
but that
smoke.
dude was a badass though. I like watching the video of him. What was his name? Commander or General somebody.
Yeah, he had some sort of funky name, and it was dope.
Gotcha, don't fuck around.
Yeah. But Marrok did fuck around, and he found out that he could get evaporated.
So, there's a line of horror toys that are like literally like this big.
Back.
And it's like the guy from Jaws, and it's like Michael Myers from Halloween. And someone made a joke one of a character, but the thing is, they do every character in a movie. So the joke was someone made one of the Fog, and it was just like a pulled apart cue ball.
Okay.
What are they called?
That Magic 8 balls?
No.
What are you talking about? No. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's foam. It's like a foam ball. You use it for like cleaning wounds and shit. Buddy the Elf kept eating them.
Cotton?
A cotton ball.
Cotton ball. It's just like a pulled apart cotton ball. And it turns out that's just what Marrok was.
just a little.
It's a real long walk for a very bad payoff.
Dr. Cronin was the dude from
from Hellboy 2. Okay.
Interesting. And the guy with the mechanical who's like, and get his heart going.
Oh, yeah. That was Ray Park's character, right? Didn't he play that character in the original Hellboy?
I think so.
Check.
Oh,
You're good.
You know him.
We got
You love him. Bill,
You
from
know
the
him.
Drunk Mantis is in
You
Heel.
love him. I was doing more of a check for myself. I couldn't hear myself.
The fans couldn't hear you either up until this moment, surprisingly. So now they
Are we
able to hear
live?
you. We're
Yeah.
recording.
Oh, cool. No, we're recording. We're recording. We're not live.
We're
we
not-
could have had so much more fun
Sarah's
with that.
disappointed that we're not live.
It's
Sarah's-
okay.
Sarah
Bill,
loves
wrong
it.
answers only. Who
Okay.
was Marrok in this episode?
Well, I'll tell you what. He was better than Ezra. I'll tell you that.
Oh, look at it! Look at this! Look at this scene. He just
Very
up
nice.
and smokes off into the ether. Look at
Yes, I've been waiting to use that better than Ezra line since 6 o'clock this morning. Okay, I've been up since 6 watching TV.
that! Look at this! Look at this! All of that.
You know what that was? That was the sound of nerds all over the country, all over the world,
Crying.
It did
They
sound
were
like a nerd cry.
Dude. So you know what that was? That was the first Star Wars steampunk.
Dude, that was
That's the first
amazing.
canon steampunk of Star Wars.
Y'all didn't like that? Who did not like that? Show of hands.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't.
What is he?
No.
Force smoke?
No, I love it. You know,
Like, it
no,
could've-
you know, they
it could've-
explained it, or somebody explained it. I don't know. I know what it is, though. If you can go ahead with your joke, it was sounded.
Oh no,
funny.
please explain it. No, it wasn't a joke. It was just how pissed off I am that after 3 episodes of all this, who the fuck is this awesome character? Is it Starkiller? Is it Ezra? It's just you don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
We're just not
smart.
going to explain it.
Apparently, he is from Dark Sister's Magic. Twisted
Dathomir?
Sister. So Morgan.
But they bring the actual.
Apparently,
But they
Morgan
bring the
brought
person back.
No, apparently he was brought back. I mean, he was created with some kind of magic that Morgan used, because he doesn't show up till after Morgan shows up. So,
Okay.
or after she gets released. So, what it tells me is there was a lot of heavy editing down. I feel like anytime you see a 40-minute episode, just ask yourself, what the fuck was you going to do with them other 20 minutes? Like, come on. And that means that they cut it down studio-wise 90% of the time. It means they cut it down studio-wise so that they could fit a narrative that they're trying to get to their ending, which probably will be bad or disappointing.
That somehow annoys me more.
This is true. 9 says it was the smoke monster from Lost.
I like it.
Could be. All right. Well, let's get into the nooks and crannies.
What if it was a golem of doo-doo, a golem made of doo-doo? And
That would have been better for me.
I think
there wouldn't have been as many screams. Yeah.
A bunch of Mr. Happies or Mr. What was it? Mr. Hanky?
Mr. Hankies. Bunch of Mr. Hankies.
Mr. Hankies.
Howdy-ho.
Yeah, that's
What if
All right,
when the smoke was releasing, they all just started turning their lightsabers on and off and had a dance party?
Satisfaction. I've been to too many clubs in my lifetime. Drunk Banthas, let's kick us off real quick. Give me initial thoughts from this episode's. Some highs, some lows. Just initial thoughts before we get into too many details. Just
Trust
what
me,
are y'all
it's
thinking?
all
What are y'all
mid-range. This episode is all mid-range.
Quantum Media. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, one of the reasons, like I mentioned earlier, I think it was off before we started, that I started watching Andor right after I watched this.
Facts. This meme is facts. This meme is facts.
That's
I love it.
fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah, like I was watching Andor because I was trying to figure out what was it about that show that this show doesn't have. And I think it really mainly beyond just like it being shot a lot better and it being more practical. Andor was. It's just written way better. Like the dialogue,
the writing,
dialogue is, and the character choices are just like way better.
Well, I guarantee you, it's the difference between a writing room. What do they call those writing rooms? Where it's
I know what you mean.
Shotgun writing rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the difference between having like a show that's been written with a bunch of writers given months or at least a month to really work out things, as opposed to one writer sitting in a room with a producer just telling him what to write for a couple of days, and then you get some other writers to just kind of tweak things here and there every once in a while as you go along, because the dialogue that's what's missing is a main character who actually talks in the show that they're in. That's what's missing from this show.
I can agree with this, because there's certain lines in this episode particularly where like they would say something and I'm like, oh, he's probably going to say this. And then they say it and I'm like, bro, I could have written this show. Like one of the instances is when Ahsoka's like, I ain't never heard of you. And like Baylan's like, well, I ain't never heard of you either. It's like, how original is that? Like,
Baylan was like, oh, Anakin used to talk quite fondly of you. Well, he never said nothing about you. Well, he never said nothing about you, actually.
Well, you know what? You eat dog shit. You know, like, it's like, bro, what are you doing?
My master can beat up your master.
No, I don't like orange people. I don't even like orange people.
Oh god, and it's so frustrating too, because
people. I don't mean that.
Well, and Bill, what you said is so frustrating too, because we could have had a writer's room with months prepared. How long ago was Ahsoka on Mandalorian? We have had plenty of time for them to put in the effort and make a great show.
Or how long did we had Andor in between. We've had a lot of time.
And the crazy thing is nobody could say like, when people are like, lightsabers make everything so much better. I'm like, lightsabers are in this show and Andor is still better. Like, I don't know what we're...
Yeah, for all my hetero guys out there, we all know lightsabers don't always make things better. Especially more lightsabers. More lightsabers usually make things worse.
Factoids. Let's move on to Lord Terry. Give me some initial thoughts from this as a hater from the nation of hate. What are you feeling deep in your heart?
Is kind of boring. What we were talking about earlier, I'm just gonna bring this up, and I was like, I'm feeling so misogynistic because I was hating every single character on here, and then I realized almost every single character on here is female. And I was like, what is wrong with me for hating these characters so much? Like, please don't just be me. It can't just be me, but these characters are boring, right?
Everybody send Terry the hate mail. Don't send 9 yards. Hate mail.
Like,
that's
I like
1-800.
which lady seems smart and like General
and Baylan.
Twi'lek. I just love Twi'leks, but she's like the only character they made like give rational decisions to, and all of her thoughts and actions are like, I understand what you're doing at. Everybody else is just some wild creature of emotion. It's just like the negative stereotypes of women. It's just emanating from all these lead female characters. I'm like, woo, who wrote this?
Including the one that the single mom who keeps bringing her kid to work.
Bro, I love this point. I love this. Give me
real G of the show.
Where is the intergalactic child protective services? I need
Right?
intergalactic
Yeah,
child.
dog.
That's
You
lady
got
putting her son in
taking
danger.
your son to
Well,
war, cuz. He's going here to kill people.
Blake,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to throw this one out there. The last time they let a big group of people hold on to, let's call them, I don't know, younglings, it didn't turn out too well.
It didn't go well. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
That was a shitty daycare, man.
Yo,
Yeah, you might as well keep your kid.
also,
Like
a
what
term
we've
that
learned
hasn't
from
aged
Star
well.
Wars is keep your kid close, because every time you and your kid are separated, bad shit happens to them.
That's what I was saying. That's
Stay
not
close
a
with
term
you.
that's aged well. Younglings.
Yeah, no, it has not aged well at all.
That I guarantee you, that's on all the bad 4chan.
I wonder if R. Kelly was using that term. That's why he went to jail.
Right, exactly.
You don't want to hear his hidden raps.
Right.
Actually, I heard that was the name of the album that he didn't release, like right before he went to jail. It's R. Kelly.
Is his album that's the hidden album called
Oh,
See
no.
Something. It's called See Something, Say Something.
Oh my god.
That's the new album.
Wow. Wow.
Moving
away from the controversy. Jeff, what did you think about initial thoughts about this or R. Kelly's album?
Nope.
Which direction you want to go, Jeff?
I'll give you options. I don't know.
So it's interesting because like this is my favorite episode so far. Still hasn't gotten to the level of storytelling I want and need. I mean, and the worst part is it's not like with the Clone Wars TV show or with like episodes 1, 2, and 3. Everyone's expendable in this. It's not like, oh, well, Obi-Wan's not going to die in episode 2 when we see him in episode 4. Everyone can go away. Everyone in this can die. And then everyone's just like, nope, it worked out fine. And we're so happy. And it's like, no, make some hard decisions. Kill someone.
Sabine.
Like, if you, yes, absolutely, Sabine.
It would have been so much cooler if they killed her.
If they killed Sabine in episode 1, the stakes would have been higher. If they killed Ahsoka this episode, can you imagine? People would have been pissed, but imagine the story you can write from that.
Yeah, but you couldn't call that shit Ahsoka.
Which is why it should not have been named Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Another Star Wars Rebel. This should have been Rebels episode 2. Season 2. This is what it should have been. Rebels season 2, because Andor should have been called Rebels, and that should have been Act 1, or episode 1, and then this should be Rebels episode 2. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe episode 4, letting us know that this other one's been between Andor.
Right, because we're going to be getting a second season.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, they should have called Andor a Rogue One story, like, because people remember Rogue One. Like that was a great movie.
Yeah, but I just feel like it was. I mean, but Rogue One was that mission. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it should have been just, it is a rebel story. It's about the rebels. So it could
have been Star Wars, a Rogue story.
Right.
Well,
something.
Y'all are trying to retcon. Y'all are trying to retcon. Because
what happened to that for a show?
I'm just saying Rogue. Well, I'm just saying retcon for another retcon doesn't make a good television show.
In math, 2 negatives make a positive. So I'm going to disagree with you.
Shit on top of shit don't make pancakes. And now I know that one for sure.
So here, I'll throw this one out there.
Turning right. I'm just saying.
You repeat.
Hey, it works for FedEx.
No.
They could have at least killed the fucking droid. They didn't even kill the droid.
No, man.
Right. Kill someone from Rebels. I'm just saying, take out someone from Rebels, because even if you didn't watch the show, you know who the characters from the show were. So then like, hey, no one's safe anymore. And then you feel actual like emotions for these people, as opposed to just, all right, let's watch them Scooby-Doo their way through this shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag kill Sabine. Hashtag kill Sabine. I'm still giving out hoodies. I'm still giving out Drunk Banthas hoodies.
Drunk Banthas shirts.
I want her to die so bad.
She's definitely the most disappointing part. Is that the best time to kill her narratively was at the beginning of the series.
A time to kill.
Now they're not a time to kill.
A time to kill.
And now they're definitely just not going to. And if they do, it's just not going to be satisfying, because they,
no, it's gonna feel
saved her
terrible.
At the beginning.
Okay, let's talk about people dying, because we end this episode with something that nobody has ever. If you've only watched the movies, you have no idea about this, like, in between between worlds, this void place.
Yeah.
Like, can we talk about this for a second? Because
still very confused. Yeah,
is she in Jedi heaven? Like, what's going on here?
I already know. I showed you the thing. It's the time, but it's like of space between time and space.
I'm not confused about where that place is.
No, but
I'm just more confused of, like, so she's dead?
No, she didn't die. She didn't die. Now, how did she get there?
I just don't know how she got there.
Okay,
yeah,
check this out. So there's different different planets have like higher force energies or whatever. And that's like, so you're able to pop in and out to this dimension that we're talking about through, different places. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why Yoda hung out on Dagobah, because it had such low force energy, people couldn't sense him there.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, that's facts.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's just, another explanation from your boy Bill. I'm here as your resident Disney apologist. I can give you any explanation that Disney.
Terry, as somebody that doesn't know this lore, when you saw that, like, what were you thinking?
Bro, I was like, what the fuck did I miss? Where, like, I just thought she was like hallucinating or some shit and having like a force dream. I didn't think she was really gone somewhere.
It does look like some temples. So like especially temples in the games with the bridges.
Oh yeah.
So this fool kicked her off the cliff so hard that she flew into another dimension. That's what I'm believing.
Yeah. Like, right, that's what I thought. Maybe she hit her head and she's just having a force dream.
She's literally just concussed and bleeding out. That's all this is. It has nothing to do with the force.
You guys are telling me that there's in Star Wars, there's like a force universe, like the Speed Force type shit universe, like they can just go into the spirit realm, some old Avatar shit. Like what?
Kind of. Yeah.
Look at this. What is happening here?
This is oh my god, this is ridiculous. I hate Star Wars now.
So you know what drove me crazy about this part?
Was Anakin.
So and by the way, I'm assuming it's going to lead to my favorite part of this series. Yes, which is, I'm assuming next episode having Anakin, I'm actually going to like, but that's a big hope. But like one of the things is like,
would you say it's a new hope?
And I know this isn't
it's a new hope. It's a new hope.
I know this isn't technically canon, but back like part of like the whole like, hey, why didn't Anakin's ghost ever show up to Luke or to Leia? Or things like that afterwards. And it was because he had become so weak because of all the time as Darth that he basically didn't have the ability to form his Force Ghost. And he was literally only able to do it once, and it was to save Leia from something. And then that was supposed to be it. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I liked that idea of that story that, like, hey, there's stakes in going to the dark side and coming back. It ruins your Force Ghost, which I mean at this point is just your soul. Right. And it's like, you don't get to just it's okay, I'm good now, but then live forever,
Yeah, it's like because you're a vegetarian now doesn't exclude all those ding dongs and cheeseburgers you was eating.
Let me ask y'all a question. Well, by show of hands, who had a problem with Anakin Skywalker being in this episode / series? Just show of hands.
So far, I don't have a problem with it.
Nigga, it's a show of hands. God damn. So ignorant as you just want to hear himself talk.
You know what? Just slap that fool in the head with force slap that fool in the head one time.
Did you see that? I gave him a test right there. He failed the test right there.
He flinched like the Jedi, like the Dark Jedi. When Sabine was like that. And she was like, "Oh well, you got me, you got me."
Well, I got another question about that later. Yeah. How did you feel, Alex, about it since you didn't raise your hand?
I already said how I felt about it. I just didn't.
Oh no, you can finish now. You just interrupting and say nothing. No, go ahead, Jeff. Why did you fuck with it?
Well, first off, we knew it was going to happen. I mean, we've known since we knew about this show that, well, maybe if you didn't know when they announced Ahsoka, you knew at least in the first trailer that we were going to have something to do with Anakin in this. Yeah. And so I'm also and so I'm also still very big on this. Like, hey, let's make it up to Hayden Christensen, how mean we all fucking were to him. for just
all
doing
were.
his job in those 2 movies. Yeah,
he's supposed to be the most hated
I'm
character
fully accepting
in all of Star Wars lore, and then everybody gets mad.
That's not true. That's not true. There's one more.
You're talking about Jar Jar.
Oh,
Jar Jar.
I see what you were saying before that. Yeah, fucking Jar Jar, man. But they redeemed him too. Redeemed the character. But no, I like that we're kind of doing these redemptions for these people and these characters, and I like that we're gonna get a more fleshed out Anakin Skywalker because of the next episode,
But you're answering a different question entirely. Like it was, do you have a problem with him in this episode? I don't have a problem with him in this season. Right.
You raised your hand.
I
was asking him why he felt like he liked it. So now,
right. But I feel like
your retort.
I feel like that answer is an answer of like, I like him in this season, and like we need to give him hope in this. And I'm like, I get it. I'm with
I like
that.
him because I like him in this episode because of the hope it gives me for the next episode.
Okay.
Right, but they've been selling me. I maybe call me jaded, but they've been selling me on hope since Mandalorian
tired
season
of
3.
living on hopes and
I'm
dreams.
tired of that. I'm tired of that.
If I'm not holding on to hope, I'm not watching the next episodes of these fucking shows.
Right,
Listen, we didn't have much hope for the Idol. We watched all 5 of them, so you know what? We can make it through anything.
In that instance, I was embracing the dark side.
We don't have another season.
I'm not.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, Terry. What did you just say?
I said I'm slightly sad we don't have another season
of Idol. Yeah,
Idol.
I ain't gonna lie. The best time I'm usually the one. Me and Terry are usually the ones hating on everything.
But I had fun hating.
Exactly. Everybody else did too.
A hater, like
everybody else did too, because it was like we wasn't hating on our own. We was out here hating together.
Yes, feel the power.
Everybody just go outside your house right now and just hate on something. Just go outside right now and just give it some hate.
Just look at your neighbors like plants, be like them bitch ass plants. They ain't shit.
Look at them flowers. They ain't even budding good. They ain't budding.
But I think I don't have a problem with Anakin in the season. I had a problem with him in this episode because I think it was the setup of like, first of all, where the hell is she? Without me doing research, where the hell are you? I don't know. And then if I don't know where you're at, well, why is this dude here? Wait, give me some context prior. Like at least tell a story while they're in. Hey, we're in hyperspace for like a whole episode. Leave me alone. Like tell me something in there about like this like world between. Like set it up somehow. Because like I need that.
I will retort to that in the sense that I understand what you're saying, but there is another episode, and this did happen at the end of the episode. So if it hadn't happened at the end, and if it happened in the middle or towards the end, I would be more inclined to agree with you on that particular issue. But it did happen at the end. It kind of leaves you in a perfect cliffhanger if you haven't seen, the other shit before. And I haven't seen any of this shit. I just did research because I didn't want to be, experiencing it with brand new eyes. I wanted to be able to use a very critical eye. And so far, critically, I feel like we're watching an effing cartoon. I'm saying effing so we can use this clip.
I was gonna say I've been dropping fuck bombs all night.
Right. I just wanted to be able to use that clip. So yeah, I think that this has been effing terrible show so far due to the pacing, and it's the editing. So like, why do we have to have long scenes of Jedis doing poses we've seen for the last 48 years, man? Like, what the absolute fuck, dog? Like, that is just ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Can we have the next Jedi show, Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock are Jedi and Sith, so that when they're doing this, it's just them hard flexing the entire time? like that scene in Predator when him and Carl Weathers are just flexing, right? Just with the Force. I want that more than anything else right now.
I mean, it might be a product of us having older Jedis, plus 40 actors playing Jedis, but I don't know.
I did like the idea behind what they were trying to do there, because it was very much a Seven Samurai or like a Kurosawa moment where they're trying to be like very samurai moment,
right?
But it's also not consistent with the way we've seen her fight like any other part of the show. So it just felt like very put on. Or in the
immediately when she did the over the head, fighting pose, I was like, oh, that's Anakin. Anakin did that. Like that's Anakin's fighting style. So are we insinuating? Well, like it's cool to be like, okay, we're insinuating there might be some Anakin stuff coming.
They're switching fighting styles through that whole little scene, right?
Right.
Like you said, we realize that's Anakin's right away, right? Which I'm good with. But can we not have moved that on a little bit faster? Like that didn't need to take as long as it did. And the only time that kind of pacing is good is in a movie. And it would have been too long for a movie.
Yeah, and it just I don't think it wasn't.
So here's something else they could have done in that scene.
It was shot fine, but the edit was terrible.
No. What you got, John?
Well,
sorry.
So they also, if they wanted to do the whole like showing them doing the different stances and everything, they could have even had Baylan and Ahsoka be like, "Oh, you're doing this stance, oh," and then like they shift their stance, and then Ahsoka be.
I would have loved that because
so I see, the repartee, or like.
Well, they kind of did have them do that a little bit.
No, but like it would have been like one of the martial art movies where they're like, "Oh, you are doing panda style, or you are doing grasshopper. Well, I'm going to counter with hawk style or crane style or whatever."
Oh my God, is that force crane? No can defend.
No can defend.
And we kind of got that in Obi-Wan. He changed fighting styles a couple times when he was fighting Anakin. He had to go to his. What we know as his famous Obi-Wan style. I don't know the names of the styles, but
and in Obi-Wan they did it. Which, by the way, another show with a terrible name because Kenobi would have been a much better name for that series. But anyway, that's
spelling Obi-Wan is a bitch.
But like they could have made it so that like in that one he quickly goes back and forth between stances to find a way to do it while the action's still happening, But I have another question for you guys. Alex, you had something before I got my question?
Oh, no. Just that, that again didn't really bother me that much. It kind of reminded me of in Rebels, one of the few episodes I've seen where Obi-Wan fights Darth Maul, where like he starts off in one stance and then Maul takes his stance and then Obi-Wan changes his stance and then it's like only a couple moves and then the fight's over. But it's just like a lot of like posturing and trying to figure out like, your
fighting style.
Yeah. Fighting style.
Yeah. Wasn't there like 7 fighting styles?
Jedi ones.
Yeah. And then Vader, Obi-Wan, Vader, Qui-Gon, and Sidious all invented their own styles on top of that.
It's called old man style.
So
old man style. Count Dooku, he used old man style too. Obi-Wan from
with the
old man style.
Count Dooku was a visionary.
We still need that on a shirt.
In my head, like almost every.
Still need that on a shirt. Oh, look at this! We got all the fighting styles here.
Yep.
I don't know none of the names.
Style.
Oh.
What's the other one? I don't know who most of these are, but I just know that that Obi-Wan style is an attack style, which most Jedi don't use because they're passive, more defensive knights. They're defensive knights, so there's either to disarm or to defend themselves usually.
Yeah, Form V, that looks like the one that Anakin used that Ahsoka was using in this particular.
Yeah, that's the I'll fuck your ass up.
There's also one that's evidently forbidden for Jedi, but okay but Sith love using it. I don't remember why, but then there's also one where so like one of the reasons Windu was so good was because he mastered dark side fighting styles because he saw the value in knowing both dark and light. Right. So I mean, so there's different people like that too.
I think he mastered the old man style as well, dark side old man style, because his stuff be like this too. We just gotta get younger Jedis, man. We gotta get younger Jedis because, like, if y'all not noticed, like all of them are like the great ones. They're like old.
I want to see. Always wanted to see like a crazy dark Sith person come out who could just like throw up 2 lightsabers next to him and just turn them on with his force power, and all of a sudden you're like fighting 3 people. And be like,
that was.
I like that. That's entertaining.
There is a Sith who could do that. I don't remember what her name was. I never saw her in a show or anything.
It was in Knights of the Old Republic to Darth Freya.
Yeah, Kreia.
Yeah, did something similar where she kind of made the blades dance around.
Hey, man.
They didn't like fight for her.
Ain't nothing
That's
like
where I kind of
Jedi
like,
still did enough, you know?
A little bit more to that. Let's add on.
It was awesome.
Let's get back to hating on this show.
Yeah.
So speaking of, question for you guys. There's a lot of things in this episode don't make sense to me. Number 1, against Marrok and Baylan, why doesn't Ahsoka use her second fucking lightsaber? Time is of the essence. She knows this.
Right.
And she's just, I'm going to one-saber it.
I got an answer.
Fighter, right?
If you need an answer.
Was it knocked away on the ship?
Is this rhetorical? Can I buzz in?
No, I'm asking.
Is that like
if we
a
have
legit
an actual
question?
reason.
Oh, I can tell you. Budget.
Put an extra piece of thing that goes zoom, man.
Let me tell y'all something. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that fucking map? The star map? Yo, that is crazy. And they just blew a whole load the episode before on some space whales. Like completely unnecessary. They could have showed you
that you color in on post, my G.
I'm just saying that was. I'm just saying you asked.
Nah, that's. I was hoping there was a reason, like a story reason why.
No, I'm just
because my other question is. Because my other question is the map. The entire time they're fighting, why doesn't Ahsoka just like push it off the ledge with her force powers, or grab it with her force powers, or do anything?
She forgot that she had force powers until she threw homegirl up against the wall. I was like, why don't you use that to like grab the goddamn map?
Clearly, it was stuck in there somehow. It took her a while to even grab it. Like when she actually grabbed it, it was hard for her to pull it off when it burned her. And then old dude had to use
but she didn't try.
Hold on, a dude had to use a lightsaber to even destroy it, and it took a minute for that thing.
It took a hot minute for that thing.
Yeah, like I think it had a lot more matter in it than it was a lot more dense than we give it credit for, or at least maybe they didn't do a great job of explaining that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
maybe they
now I feel like how was that blaster gonna like really destroy it?
Yeah, it wasn't. She wasn't gonna do shit with that blaster.
Right, exactly. Great point.
That's probably why he was not even. Worried. He's like, let me just put my lightsaber.
He's like, ain't nothing gonna kill it. Ain't nothing gonna break it except this lightsaber. So I ain't worried about it.
No, pull that back up. Don't even play anything.
Don't you? Okay, pull it.
Oh.
Next question: how does it burns the shit out of a Jedi's hand, but doesn't start dead grass on fire?
The only dead grass out there. Too, by the way. Only dead grass out there. Great catch. Great catch.
That's a good
All
point.
the questions in this show, like what the hell's going on?
I think maybe it heats up quickly and cools very quickly. Because remember, she later pulled it up with her hand, and it wasn't burning through her glove or nothing. So
right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I think I always go with the easy answer. Right, the most simple answer is most likely the correct answer. Occam's razor. I'm gonna go with continuity director. Either sucks or it doesn't exist. That's what I'm gonna go with there, because you're absolutely right. If it leaves her hands like on fire still. So like it should totally burn this brush fire. It should create a brush fire
quickly, like aluminum foil.
And imagine
you take it out of the oven and just cool off.
And here's the thing: if it had caught it on fire and they had to finish their fight in a place that's catching on fire, again, another way to make it better easily within the story.
Yeah.
Oh, see, right there, I would have said, well, that's budget. They ain't got budget for all that. That's going to cost more money than the extra lightsaber.
Maybe they thought it would have been too much like The Last Jedi, and everybody hated that movie.
So my last...
was dope. Sorry,
I'll agree with you there.
No.
My last
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Yeah, even when he destroys it, it
1006,
takes a
1007,
hot
1008.
minute.
Yeah,
Almost
it took a good 10 seconds. And literally, it should have been gone as soon as he touched it. Like it should have.
Right. It has some depth and weight to that thing. Like it's like a metal door. When Qui-Gon was opening the metal door.
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say.
And leans harder in.
It's that damn door, bro.
Took a hot minute.
And they're like, the Jedis are coming through. Get ready. And Qui-Gon's like, yeah,
You don't
we're
want to
coming
do the
through. You hear me?
ridiculous.
I'm coming.
You don't
I'm
want to do the
coming.
ridiculous accent.
Better run.
The Jedi are coming through. The Jedi are coming through.
Well, let's not even get into that. Talk about.
Is that how fish people?
I got to assume.
I don't mean to offend fish people out there. I'm sorry.
They made them Japanese. I don't know.
Wow.
I got to assume it's kind of what Nine said there. It's magic. I got to assume it's not necessarily magic, but like that ball contains like a lot of the Force, and so that's why it was harder to break. It's the only explanation I could think of that makes sense.
Yeah. Or maybe it is like maybe it is like Force and magic, because isn't this whole
the Force is magic.
Like, well, isn't like this witchcraft something different than the Force? Like whatever homegirl is.
Yeah, the Night Sisters magic.
Yeah, I do like that the aspect of that. Just like there's this other magical thing. It's not just the Force. There's this other crazy shit like the witchcraft. I don't feel like they've delved into that enough.
Also,
it's in Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So like
it's a lot in Clone Wars.
Night Sisters is all in Clone Wars, which I did watch a lot of, but not every bit of. I missed a lot of this. Dark Sisters, Queen Sisters, Twisted Sister.
Like
I forget who's
3, 4,
sister,
and 5.
Stepsister. I forget about them, but they don't matter. They don't matter because none of this matters. We're gonna go to a different universe next week, tomorrow.
Also,
whatever.
that's one of the
Whenever
funniest.
this comes out, I don't know when this comes out.
It's one of the funniest scenes when she pulls up the star map and he just like looks and he's like, witchcraft. And I'm like, bro, he is sexist. Like, first of all, I bet you he seems like a woman in control.
That's
and he's like,
witchcraft.
What?
Every time the Night Sister says something, she's like,
he's like witchcraft.
Hope died. Like, something. I mean, like anything she says, this nigga got to say the opposite. She was like, man, it's a pretty nice day. I've seen nicer days.
Yeah. She said, good morning. He said, what's so goddamn good about it?
He has to say is like, looks like we're gonna get through it. I don't know about that.
Look at that look. He's thinking witchcraft. That's that look.
If somebody knows the name of that in the comments, the name of that movie I'm quoting, just put it in the comments.
Yeah, he looks like he has a wife. He looks like he has a wife beater on underneath this costume.
Why you gotta have a wife beater on?
I bet you.
I was gonna say he looks like he's straight out of Space Salem.
Yeah, for sure. But he looks like he says the Empire will rise again one day.
You can pull him back up. If you can pull him back up, I do have a question about him, because there's this theory on the nets, on the Jubilees and the Redettes. They think that this gentleman here is trying to get everyone together. Like the reason he's trying to get Thrawn back out is because he can unite the Empire, and he wants to unite the Empire so he can just destroy it. So he can get. So do y'all think that that's true, or do you think that's too good to be true?
Yeah, and I think he actually says it, and I think he alludes to it in this episode.
Ooh, I need to put that as I need to put that. That needs to be a segment on like, because so many bad shows have been coming out. Like, is it true? Or is it too good to be true?
So I think he alludes to it when he's talking with Ahsoka, and she's like, "Why do you want to bring the Empire back?" Or da, da, da. And he's like, "To create something new, you have to tear down what's there." And I think he wants to completely. I think that Baylan sees that there's still the remnants of the Empire. I think Baylan knows that whatever they're about to create, it's gonna become corrupt because there's too much of the Empire left. And so he wants to get all of the Empire, completely destroy the Empire, and then something beautiful can be made out of it.
Oh,
That's pretty
sounds
cool.
That sounds psychopathically sexy.
Oh, I have a question for that though. Does it Nine has a question in the comments, and it is, where is Thrawn? That Thrawn.
That's not what he's asking. Dan?
That's I know what he means.
Where is Thrawn?
Yeah, where is Thrawn?
I'm
we
not
still
really
talking
the
ball
villain of
map?
this series.
Are we done with ball map?
Yeah, we're done with
ball map's done, I guess.
Where's Thrawn,
yeah.
man?
I'm done with ball map.
Thrawn is usually located somewhere firmly between some booty cheeks. But
are you saying it's ironic that we just saw all those whale tails the last episode?
Not ironic. Nothing's on accident. Nothing's on accident, man. Nothing's on accident.
Are space whales? Has that been a thing in Star Wars before?
It was in Mandalorian season 3. The Purgles. They're called Purgles. They're space whales.
And I think they also come from comics.
Rebels.
Do they come from
Rebels.
The
they were in Rebels.
I don't know.
They were in Rebels. Okay,
I don't know about the comics.
Yeah, they were
You know
in
what it
Rebels
reminded me
because
of?
that's how Ezra got teleported
floated away. Yeah,
Right.
he used the Purgles.
Right,
Yep.
Purgles. That sounds weird too. That ain't gonna age well.
Kegels.
Right.
Kegels.
So yeah, the Purgles disappeared Thrawn and Ezra to a different, or maybe a better. I'm gonna keep trying to use that galaxy universe. You know what I'm saying? So where are they? We don't know. Like he's where
hyperdrives work because they're like, this hyperdrive can get you to another galaxy, and I'm like, the hyperdrives currently can't get y'all to another galaxy.
Yeah, because you have to like hit a different kind of speed, and because so this is what the deal is. I know this answer.
Oh, yeah.
You have to navigate because there's apparently so much chaos in the outer realm that you could accidentally just teleport into some rocks because things aren't stable out there. So you have to have the exact coordinates to kind of jump like a Marvel jump, like you know how they just hit some hexagons and different hexagons and boom, boom, boom. That's kind of similar what we're doing here.
And it's also just like hella far too, right? Because like this is a galaxy far, far away, and the galaxy I'm assuming is big.
Further.
just like big. Like it's gonna you can have one story on this side of the galaxy, another story on this side of the galaxy.
Yeah,
still
apparently the galaxy map is just like very East Coast dominant, and everything else is just like
nothing really happens on the West Coast of the Star Wars.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so here's the way to think about it. We got the 9 planets. That's just our solar system.
Right.
We are a small part of the Milky Way galaxy. The next nearest galaxy is Andromeda, and that's got its whole other mess of solar systems and all that
it's
bullshit.
got a whole TV series behind that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Exactly.
I know all the history about Andromeda. I'm a historian.
So it's like Star Trek where they're in the Alpha Quadrant and then they end up trying to go back out to the Delta Quadrant.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now you're speaking my language.
Can you Voyager was my shit, though. Voyager was my shit.
But to Bill's point, there was an episode of Clone Wars that I was actually watching earlier today, where like there's a mission where it's just this one teeny tiny guy and all the droids. But the thing is, like, they're even traveling through hyperspace on like the edge of the galaxy, and while traveling through hyperspace in the place they know, they start running into comets because they're so far out that not everything is mapped properly.
Right.
So going, and that's within their galaxy. So going from one galaxy to another galaxy is even harder because of all the random things they can hit in there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, apparently the reason it's like that is some kind of catastrophic celestial event took place. And
Thanos was there,
yeah. Thanos. You know what? That's probably what it says in the Stardust. So it's probably just
Thanos was here.
You know, while we're talking about
in a galaxy not so far away.
While we're talking about the hyperdrive stuff, is there a reason why they didn't just Laura Dern that Rebel fleet, like
Having
when
sex
they
with a black dude?
That's a great question. Let's
Yeah,
put it
I'm
on
gonna
the
drink
polls. Let's ask why the Star Wars people aren't fucking more black
Right.
dudes. Let's put that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna
What
drink,
does it
I'm gonna
mean
drink a
when
Chris
a girl-
Evans. And I'm gonna have a Laura
Yeah,
Dern.
when
Would
you
that
get a
help?
Laura Dern, yeah, when you have a Laura Dern, you know what that is. Put it in the comments.
But yeah, like you know how when she hyperdrives through that fleet in The Last Jedi, I'm surprised that she didn't just destroy all those ships
Right.
instantly.
Well, they had a hole
when they
in
did
it.
the hyperdrive.
Yeah, it was the whole.
Oh yeah, I guess it
That's-
was the whole. Yeah.
Right.
They literally went
it
through it.
destroyed 2 whole ships.
Right.
It's
That's
okay.
pretty
Oh yeah.
powerful.
Also-
and they had to kill the black guy, of course.
You got
Also, that
they also
correct me if
killed
I'm wrong, but
what is it? The fish guy or whatever he was.
Yeah,
Fish guy.
yeah, the Akbar.
One of Akbar's kids got
Now, correct me if I'm
killed.
wrong, but didn't Laura Dern go into all the ships while the ring went away from all the ships? They were caught in like the undertow, the space undertow.
Okay,
I'd
I
have
thought
to
that
see
they
it.
went past because like
I'd have to see it.
Yeah, they
the
went
droid
past
said
the
they're in our
ships.
path.
Yeah, they
Let's
went
see.
past the ships, bro.
Let's see.
They
What
didn't go
happened
toward the
here.
planet.
Oh, so
Yeah.
she went through. She went through
Hold
them. So
up.
it was the hole.
Yeah,
It was the hole.
Yeah.
I think even the droid said they're obstructing our path.
No, they were coming up on the ring, and the ring went away from all of them. See, I saw that.
No. You watched it in reverse.
No,
Bro,
go back
we're
a
also-
little bit more.
We're
right before
we're
she says it-
looking at it from behind.
Okay. Yeah.
It took off forward. Yeah. I
Okay,
see
yeah.
it.
You
Came
guys are
toward
right.
the
I was wrong.
ships. Yeah.
Okay.
No, so it was the hole.
I was
Actually, to be honest with you, I was just guessing. I was just making up something, saying it went through the hole because it was funny. It sounded.
Well, hey,
funny.
we're-
It's actually
I don't
true.
know,
It's
maybe
actually
nobody
true.
actually laughed. Listen,
And here's the fucking thing for herself.
Hey,
she was like,
back to your
oh,
Occam's
they're
razor,
gonna
man.
Occam's razor, man. Don't. It never will fail you, man. Use it.
Alex, what are you saying?
Oh, just that Hera was like, oh, they're about to hyperdrive right through us. And she doesn't like tell everyone else like
Move out of the
basic
way.
maneuvers or anything like that. She's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, something
Hey,
bad's about to
Alex,
happen.
She's clearly not good at this. She's got
She's
her
a general.
motherfucking kid with her, nigga.
All right.
Anybody
but
gets
she
a
doesn't even
general-
try and
Anybody can be a
like-
general in the army and the rebels.
Oh, that's a
man.
good point.
Y'all ever
Also-
realize how
That's
much
stay
alive,
more
man.
an X-wing is more intimidating than a TIE fighter?
This is funny right here. This is funny.
That's awesome.
We need to
Right.
share this on 9 Nerd Yards on the
Facts.
Instagram. This is
The
great.
only difference I would have made is on the bottom. I would have put traumatized in droid. That droid's been through some shit too, man.
Yeah, he's seen some stuff. He's been to Nan 3
Um,
times.
I will say this with the whole fleet and everything. I was very happy they brought back Paul Sun-Hyung Lee.
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I just love that guy.
I'm enjoying him being in almost every show as this X-wing pilot.
Yeah. He's
I've
the Agent
loved him
Coulson of Star
since-
Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. I've loved that guy since Kim's Convenience. So anytime I see him, it makes me real happy.
Great character actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's guys like him that we're doing the writers and actors strike for, man. That's why we support the
Oh.
actor strike. That's why we support it right there. Because guys like him don't get enough roles, man. You know what I mean?
Get
Like,
money.
you gotta
Agreed.
see this. You gotta see this
He's
dude
great.
in everything. He's great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
By the way, if you guys haven't watched it, go watch Kim's Convenience. It stars him and his son, Shang Tsung. Not Shang Tsung.
Liu.
Simu Lee.
Shang-Chi.
What's his character? Shang-Chi. Thank you. Shang Tsung. What an asshole.
Wow.
I-
Son of a
I'm-
piece
Messing
of
up
shit.
all the Asians.
I'm disappointed to say that I only started watching it because I was like, oh, let me see what this show. Well, let's see if Shang-Chi can act. So I watched that show. But you're right, it is really good.
Yeah, not bad.
You just need to watch
Not
Barbie if you want to
bad.
see Shang-Chi act.
It is
He's
fun
good
show.
in that movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay, I
know
also
those
want to
jobs
talk
like
about.
Barbie. He was still-
I'm glad that Banthas, I'm glad that y'all are here for this particular moment that I'm about to bring up. There's a moment in this episode when the world, we talked about it last episode. Sometimes this show combines what's going on in pop culture movies with Star Wars, right? So it was like Fast and Furious, which happened with Ahsoka on the wing with a lightsaber. That's some Fast and Furious stuff.
right.
In this one,
Yeah.
I love how they combine like Ninja Turtles stuff because that girl Shin threw down that ninja vanish smoke, and she was out of there.
She was out.
Where did that come from? Where has that ever been a Sith thing?
I have
I will
seen
explain that. I will
ever in my
explain that.
life.
I'll explain that. I know why that is a thing. Man, I hate that.
Oh, it was Marrok's babies.
It was his babies. You know what I'm saying? Before they become babies. You know what I'm saying? It was his seed.
That's why she got so upset.
That's what I think. It was.
This is what happened, man. This is what happened. So during the Clone Wars, they made it a thing where, because there's Sith and then there's dark side leaning, force sensitive people. And so there was this one character specifically. She was a female dark side user. I can't remember her name. Jeff probably remembers it, but she was like all snake faced.
Oh, your bald head.
Asajj Ventress.
Yeah, she was dope.
Ventress. So
Asajj Ventress.
Ventress was known for getting away by creating distractions by either using explosions or smoke. And like there's montages of it on YouTube and whatnot. Like she's known for
Smoke
getting away, like smoke bombing and like blowing something up.
You could say it for Ninja Vanish.
Ninja Vanish.
Ninja vanish.
So to your point, absolutely right about the Ninja Turtle references. But we all know Ninja Turtle mania never stopped. It's like that's
it right there. Ninja vanish. That was it right there. Hey, where'd you go?
Wait, keep it going. Keep it going. All right. Wait. If you could go back to that scene, the best part about that was, all right. So she does the normal one, but then she does more as she's running away. She just keeps throwing them out because she's just like, this is fun. Okay.
Does she?
She throws the initial one. You see, and then when it's showing Sabine, you see another flash.
Oh yeah,
which means she threw another. And then there's ones off to the sides.
Plumes all over the place.
They're so far out of the way.
Oh, there's like 3 flashes.
Yeah, she was just like, I'm just gonna keep throwing this shit. All right, now hang on.
Everywhere.
Right there was another flash.
You're like, guess where I'm at? Guess where I am. Sometimes where I am.
Sometimes coming from
Ventress. And like a lot of the images they show of her, she has the same lightsabers, just like Ahsoka.
She has the curved ones. Yeah, the long curved ones. Yeah.
Yeah, what that thing do? And what that do? You know what I'm talking about? What that do? I don't know. That's for the female listeners out there, y'all.
Evidently, the curved one is supposed to help with. The curved one's supposed to help with dueling. That's why Dooku used it.
Count Dooku
and
had it.
And Ventress was supposed to be Dooku's surprise hidden apprentice.
I thought it was for carpal tunnel.
It's more ergonomic. This is the ergonomic lightsaber.
I mean, that's why I get those lightsabers, but yeah.
Hey, that actually makes more sense.
With the ergonomic lightsaber now with the wrist brace.
Because I was thinking, how do you have carpal tunnel if you got Jedi powers? Like you should be fine.
Bro, they ain't immune. They ain't immune to none of that, baby. They can still get them diseases. It just they ain't healed. Yoda had arthritis for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said that because since we got all these nerds here, I got y'all. We can put our nerd minds together. You know what I'm saying? With our powers combined, we can answer this one question that I've been wondering my whole life. Why does Yoda use a cane when he clearly doesn't need a cane? Like you needed a cane.
Okay, why do pimps use a cane when they don't need a cane? Yoda is a pimp. Intergalactic
I don't know. I would say he still needs a cane.
That's why.
Just because he's force.
I'm saying, why does he use it if he doesn't need it? That's what I'm saying. I don't think he needs it.
I think he does need it. I think he needs it for normal walking.
Normal walking. You saw what he just did. What he did. What's his name?
I think by Empire Strikes Back, he definitely needs it. I don't think he needed it. In
he was jumping around.
I don't think he needed it.
Crazy on Empire Strikes
Back.
Empire Strikes Back. He was popping up right here.
He's thinking of the Clone War one, the Attack of the Clones.
So here's my.
But he also was in Empire. He was like over here, then pop up over here. Then he was like, he was just crazy, but he was still, beep, 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 beep.
I think that he was able to like ignore the pain for a hot second and like channel the force to not need it for a bit. But I think doing that long term was just too much for him.
Right? Yeah.
Boy got bad
like
knees.
that.
You know he don't do yoga in the morning. Come on, man.
He was like 900 years old during the Clone Wars.
He was like 1,000
he's
years
like,
old.
He's like LeBron in the playoffs. He's like, I'll turn it on for a minute, but then I gotta go home and ice my knees.
Can you imagine that too? I like
lose. You're right.
I like what I just created. Not to pat myself on the back, but yoga with Yoda. That would be.
Yoda is very old.
Because
870
Because
years.
yoga's not confusing
They
enough.
just say he had arthritis, stiff and painful joints. Because he's
I told you.
900.
I done told you.
Yo,
told you,
Yoda
Yoda
went
had
out like
arthritis.
Yoda kind of went out like Bob Barker. He went out before 1,000. Bob Barker went out before 100. Like, damn, that's crazy.
No, Yoda,
Also,
Yoda was
I'll say
870
this.
in episode 1. He would have been.
Yeah, no, but he was 900.
I'm joining right now because I have another question for you guys, and you guys can debate this.
Okay.
It is, why is it? Well, how does it work with Grogu then? Because we know that he's 50 years old and
Right,
he's still like a baby.
He got good
and
knees.
Can't even talk.
He's got good
Right.
knees.
But by this measurement,
No, that's a great question.
by
I
this
want to
measurement,
say
he's
every
900 years
is
old.
like 10 years.
So that would mean that
Grogu's
everyone.
like 5.
So
Grogu's
I
5.
I think that
Grogu's
Well,
5.
he's a little slow because where's he been raised at? And he's
'Cause he's stupid.
It might be PTSD. I would say
Right.
Grogu is stunted because of he's basically a 5-year-old and who saw everybody get killed in front of him. He has PTSD.
Which,
so he's a little,
see
by
that.
the way,
like Yoda was like 900. I mean, he was 90.
Right.
Which
and he could have been locked
also-
up the whole time. Maybe that's why he's hungry all the time. He could have been locked up.
Yeah.
Also,
They won't
can
let
you
him out.
imagine how pissed Grogu's going to be when he figures out who Ahsoka's master was? Grogu was there when the younglings were fucking
He
murdered.
synced him. Yeah, he synced him. He synced him. He the witness. He can take
But,
him to
yeah,
trial.
but, Grogu's a very deep person. I'm sure he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, he don't wish
consider.
ill.
Doesn't hold a
Ahsoka
grudge.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a good question. So
That's a
wait a
good
minute. Let's
question,
do
man.
this math though. Let's do this math. What was the math? Like, what is the
So-
life ratio from Yoda per people to
All right.
people?
So that'd
I was
be
saying 10 to
1.
1.
Yeah, I
so
think
that'd
it's
be
10 to
1
1.
over 1 over 950 equals x over 50. Cross reference it, and you figure out what.
Okay, wait a minute. He was 50 years old during the events of Mandalorian, Chapter 1.
Mhm.
So how long is it between Chapter 1 and Phantom Menace?
That's like
Or not
20
Phantom
years.
Menace, not
20,
Phantom
20
Menace,
years.
I think
New
Terry's right here. It's 10 to 1.
10 to 1?
Yeah, so Yoda's
So she-
90 years old, and that
So he would have
Grogu
been
would be 5 years old
Mm.
in human years.
Yeah, by the
5 years
time
old.
Return of the Jedi came, Luke was already like 26. So add 26 years after, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
all that
So
other
he's-
stuff.
So he's a dum dum because he should be able to talk by now.
Yeah, no, I'm just
No,
saying,
no,
I'm just speaking
no.
to-
Like
I'm
I
speaking to
said,
Terry.
he
No,
has
no, I'm
PTSD.
No, I'm
That's
just
what
being mean.
saying.
I'm just being
That's what
mean.
I'm saying. I'm trying to get to the math.
He
And,
is.
being silent might have kept him
Grogu
alive.
is.
You know what I'm saying? So he might have kept silent, like Terry said. You know what I'm saying? You know, as a survival skill. But
Right,
also,
yeah.
he can
That's
also
why I can
Jedi
say
can
So-
telepathically communicate. So he probably never felt the need to use it. as
Right.
Well, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I can keep it quiet,
So-
but for those who need to hear what I can give them, you know what I'm saying?
For your
Grogu
ears
is approximately 5 1/4. And also, let's remember, Yoda wasn't the best at talking at 800.
Right.
No, yeah, he talked.
He's just a
he
little
talked-
he was pretty
spicy.
He talked just
I know sure
fine.
they're just
Which also, by the way, annoyed me about Mando season 2 when horribly de-aged Luke is like, I knew someone who looked like you. He talked in riddles. He didn't talk in fucking riddles. He just couldn't speak English.
There were times when he did.
Right. No. I'm with Jeff. I'm with Jeff on this. Hobbits can talk in riddles. I read the book. but Yoda is not that. Yoda be speaking in
riddles. There was nothing ever in the
haikus.
song when Yoda talked except where to
Well-
place his words in the right sentence structure. I don't think that counts as a riddle because you jumble up your sentence.
Well, he kind of talking riddles when he would say like things about like, when he would give them the game, like, yo, the dark side is, the dark side clouds things, the force can be fleeting.
I think it
and
sounded
blah
more
blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think
But
it
I'm
just
just
sounded
saying-
more riddly because it was inverted, and you're like, "Damn, that's deep when you say it like that." But if you said it originally, that shit ain't deep, bro.
There was
I
one
just
time-
also
there
think
was
it
a-
was deep
there-
to probably
sorry.
people like Anakin. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they don't
Because
understand.
Anakin also grew up stupid.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They just
Luke
don't
and
understand.
Anakin
it.
are also dumb.
No
people
formal
who grew up on
education.
a backwater sand planet. Dumb.
Right? They didn't even go to high school.
Yeah.
Right?
they
Yeah,
didn't
they're
go to high
all like,
school.
they're all these like backwater hicks and stuff.
They thought milk was supposed to be green.
Right. Shout out to all the backwater hicks. Nobody
The Skywalkers.
Like they should have gave real accents. Like, hey, Luke, where you from? Oh, I'm from Tatooine.
Guys,
Yeah, I'm out there by Atru.
The Skywalker.
I'm just going there about 5 hours north there. Now we got.
I'll tell you what.
You got to worry about them sand people.
it fits so well. Guys, I need you to think about it this way. The Skywalkers are the trailer trash of the Empire, which especially goes to explain why they're so hot-headed, and first thought is just kill whoever pisses them off.
Right, they're the rebels.
Just look at them like Luke Skywalker should be like, you're not here. I'm a Jedi just like my daddy, and we don't take.
I'll tell you what.
Around here.
Please put that back up, Ryan. Please. Put that back up.
My daddy.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
This is hilarious.
Namaste.
Namaste, it is. Downward dog, you do.
Oh my God.
I knew a girl.
All right.
Shout out to her if she's watching right now. I doubt
Hey,
it.
girl, hey.
I knew a girl like 20 years ago almost now. And she really would get aroused if you talked like Yoda. If she liked you to talk like Yoda while you were performing sexual acts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, like, you'd be sitting there, you'd be like, your daddy who is?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to come up with like weird Yoda pig Latin phrases while I'm trying to have sex with you.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
goodness.
but you could though. I'm just saying.
If you
you
ever
don't
end up
have to.
Yeah,
doing
to each
that,
their
though,
own.
if you ever end up doing that, that's called multitasking. Put it on the job apps.
Ooh,
You
I
know,
like
It's like
that.
you say you multitask. You give me some examples.
Sure can.
I can. Yeah.
Sure can. Let's draw these blinds real quick.
so I do got a question.
Do you?
Well, it's more of I have a statement and I just have really a question. Do y'all agree? I feel like there's nothing that we can recover from here. There's no recovering. If you're not into it at this point, you're not gonna like the ending. Everything's gonna be disappointing. What do we have? 2 episodes left?
No, we got 4. It's 8.
No, we
it's
got
an
4.
8 episode.
Oh, it's 8.
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, I
episodes.
mean,
Yeah.
I think we get
So-
introduced to Thrawn next episode at the very least.
If they don't do
And-
it, I'm gonna punch a lot of.
I think we'll see him
things.
episode 7.
Well, then that'll be terrible.
I think
telling you,
it'll be
that's a
episode 7.
huge mistake to
I
have
agree.
this guy being talked about for 5 years, and we just go see this dude like for 2 episomes.
Oh
I just
my
feel
God.
like that's ridiculous. So, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way because like this was the episode that I was the most optimistic about before we went into it because I was like, all right, they kind of set themselves up really nice. I even said last time they're gonna definitely go in their Kurosawa bag in this episode, and they did, but in like not the best way. Like it just didn't look that great. Still.
In a bad way.
And the story was still like kind of weak. All the things I like about the show so far are still the same. All the things I don't like about the show are still the same with this episode. So it's like, yeah, this is gonna be just like 5.5 going all the way through for me.
Terry, how you feel, man? How you feel?
I was trying to see how many episodes there are in this.
They said it's 8.
We
8.
Get them. Yeah,
There's 8.
It's 8. And I'm looking at the IMDb, and they haven't named. There's one guy on here who they haven't dropped to say who he is yet.
Sam Witwer.
Stop it. Stop the madness. Stop the
I would
cap
love
right
to have
there.
him.
West Chatham.
Who?
Wesley Chatham?
Yeah.
That is.
Oh, I hung out with him the other day, man. Friend of the
Yeah.
show.
Shout out to Wesley.
You mean Wes?
Oh, Wes.
We call him
Fucker owes me
fresh.
$5.
We call him fresh.
Yeah, they haven't. He's the only person I'm looking at. They have him for 4 episodes, and they don't have a name for him. He's the only person.
4 episodes. And we got 4 episodes left, right?
And we have 4 episodes left.
So he all the way through the next series, the whole rest of the series.
So could this be our Admiral Thrawn?
Or what if he's a little person and he's Hera's droid?
Oh yeah, he's Chopper.
Like in the original with R2?
Do you mean the little person in the suit?
Yeah.
I mean or do you mean
Keeping the tradition?
the little person in the droid, or do you mean
exactly?
That okay.
Like they did with R2 in episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Keeping the tradition of torturing little people by shoving them in a tiny metal.
Shout out to the little people. Little people need to start their own union, separate from the actors union. Y'all do it. It's
And
time to do the union.
not hire Peter
Did
Dinklage.
you guys?
He's all like, he don't want little people as little people no more. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
wrong with that? That's kind of messed up.
Well,
we can't debate politics here.
yeah.
We get some.
Well, I mean, he's the North Pole elf, or he's a South Pole elf, so.
Do they
Right,
even
he's
like
an
being
angry
called
elf.
little people anymore? Are we being fucked up right now? I don't know if we're fucking up big time right now.
Well, let's move on from the little people and talk about this little show because it's got little to offer. Let's do some predictions real quick. Alex, go for it first.
No, yeah, I was gonna ask how you guys felt about the whole Sabine flip at the end, like with her, I guess, going to the dark side. She's like,
she's going to the gray
glosses
side.
over the death
I don't believe it. I believe she's trying to do it in an effort for something, not because she's like, I'm evil and I'm stupid. It's more
That's
like
how it starts.
If I do this,
exactly.
I think I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
It always starts with you thinking that you're doing something good for the greater good.
For
but
the
then
greater
you're doing
good.
something for your personal gain. You're being selfish. That's the dark side.
That girl don't want to let Ezra go, bro. Ezra's gone, bro. Let him go.
Right.
Let him be in peace, bro.
Right. Captain Save dude.
Captain Save-A-Dick would have been just fine for that one.
Okay. Look, I was under pressure. No one was talking.
Hey, hang on. I got Captain Saver, bro. I feel like that is a good.
I was under pressure.
Hey,
I get it.
This is the beauty of rewrites right here. Yeah.
This is why
third pass we got.
This is why
you know what? Someone should have told that to the writers of this show.
Right. This is why we support the writers union. You know what I'm saying? Support the writers.
So my thing is with her with the flip at the end. It's very, very obvious that she's not doing it because she wants to be a part of them. She's not pursuing power or like a stronger connection with the Force through them. She's just looking for Ezra, and she thinks she can double cross him in the end. Now, the only thing that would make me happy is if she fucks up so bad doing this that either she dies or better, Ezra dies because of what she's doing. Do you know how happy I would be if they go through all this and Ezra dies? That would make me very joyful.
Yeah, it would be great for me too.
I need something to happen that actually matters.
Whoever's playing Ezra is not gonna like what you just said. Not at all. He's fucking like, yo, fuck you, Jeff. That sucks. Why would you kill me? What did I do to you?
I need anything in any of these shows to matter.
Right, and like the character who's playing Ezra is named. They got him named. Like the only one we're missing is this West Chatham guy, and there's no Admiral Thrawn here.
Yeah, it's got to be Thrawn. I think there's been said who's Thrawn on the Reddit.
Yeah, I feel like if you Google it,
It's what's his name? Damn.
Man, you
It's
don't know
that
people.
German actor. I can't remember his name now.
You don't know people.
Um,
I know people. I hang out
Benicio
with
del Camambamam.
it was what's his name's brother, the dude who was the villain in the first Doctor Strange movie. I can't think of anybody's name.
I didn't watch any of that.
Vigor, is his name Vigor? Something like that. It's Vigor, the German nigga.
Mads
Yeah.
Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen.
You were a
Thank you,
vegan, but now
He's
you
the
will
other
be
Mikkelsen.
gone.
Oh, okay. Other Mikkelsen. All right.
Yeah.
Other
They made more
He's
than
like
Mikkelsen.
the
one of
older
those?
brother.
Right.
Yeah, they're like
he's-
Skarsgårds. They're just out here acting all
Wish.com.
over people.
The version of Wish.com, Mads Mikkelsen. When you say, "Mom, I want Mads Mikkelsen," she's like, "We got Mads Mikkelsen at home," you know.
If we ain't got no more, we'll go get some from the neighbor's house. Come on, man. You got that everywhere. Everybody got that.
All right, I want to get some predictions for the next episode as we round this out real quick. And I'm gonna start with Lord Terry, because he's got all the hate on his side. The hate is strong with him. What do you feel like? Predictions next episode. What do you think we're gonna see, or what do you want us to see?
We're gonna see some more of this lame ass, weird world beyond world shit with this ghost ass Anakin. They might as well just throw Qui-Gon Jinn up in this shit and give me some entertainment. Great. That's what I wish. I wish Qui-Gon would.
I have a certain set of skills.
Know how to fight.
Right.
We're gonna see Lord Baylan give more smack talk to the witch lady who's just trying to be like, "Hey man, let's fuck," and I don't know. What's wrong with you? Just-
He's like witchcraft. Every other line is
oh, wait, I
witchcraft.
smashed on that witch lady. Like, and then that weird girl's gonna be like, and what's her face is gonna, and what? Who is it? The one
Sabine.
Sabine's
Sabine.
gonna make more stupid choices, and we're gonna wish that she was gonna die, but she don't.
God, I would love that.
I like these predictions.
That's gonna happen.
Captain Tiva, bless you.
Captain.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to have almost an entire show of Ahsoka and Anakin. There's going to be a bunch of flashbacks. At least flashbacks of Anakin. I don't know if we're going to have flashbacks of Ahsoka as well. He's going to warn her about how he fell into the dark side and don't follow my ways, which great. That's what we need. An even less emotional Ahsoka. And if we see Thrawn in the next episode, I don't think we will see Thrawn until literally the last second. And I think it'll be him sitting up in the darkness and the shadow just reveals a blue face and some red eyes. And that's it.
Drunk Banthas. I can see the happiness reactions on y'all's faces about give me something. What y'all thinking about the next episode?
Not that I disagree with anything that Jeff just said.
He just doesn't like it.
I just don't like it.
I didn't like any of it either.
No, obviously, clearly.
What I would like to see on one of these next 4 episodes is the words directed and written by Tony Gilroy, but I don't think that we're going to see that at any point.
No, great name, by the way. Got me through all of the boring ones on Andor. Great name.
Great name.
Tony Gilroy.
Tony Gilroy. Nice, strong British name. But yeah, what I'm expecting is that it's just going to we're gonna get like a very like you said, a very Ahsoka and Anakin heavy episode next. Kind of a filler episode, in my opinion. It's probably just gonna be a lot of remember when, a very member berries episode.
Man, I thought you were about to steal my way.
Oh, I remember.
Because I think that this episode is going to be the next episode is going to be a bottle episode.
Bottle episode.
Yes, I thought somebody was going to steal my term, but no one did. I thought you were coming very close. I was going to punch you in the throat.
Also, I'm going to say something I liked and something I disliked. I liked y'all's take. I disliked the CGI on his face. I was like, bro, what are we?
Right.
I'm not sure.
Where's his scar?
Is this really him, or is this just some CGI bullshit?
I wasn't done because I was gonna ask, like, rhetorically, what was the point in that? Like, Hayden Christensen looks just fine. We didn't have to make him young. Like, he could just be him in time and space.
Yeah.
Like, why is
that
was dumb?
I was also wondering about this, but I feel like I came to the conclusion that like it is her remembering him the last time she saw him.
Like
where's his scar on his eye?
It's on the other eye, right?
He did have a scar on his eye by the time she.
I don't see it on either one.
Well, I don't know if he did have the scar yet. I don't know if he had the scar yet.
He did. He had it throughout the entire Clone Wars series.
Nope.
I saw some YouTubers say that he did have the scar in the scene, but I don't see it.
Yeah, it looks shadowy too. Like I can't see half of his face, so I don't know.
It even matter. Shouldn't have happened. It was still stupid. They didn't do it on Obi-Wan. Let's just put.
Oh, you mean the de-aging? Yeah.
Yeah, the de-aging. The de-aging was still unnecessary because they didn't do it on Obi-Wan, so that was dumb. Still dumb.
Yeah, it's all
we
very
don't need
weird.
it
And that's
here.
what it probably would have made
Hayden
more sense.
Christensen still looks like a child.
Flashback.
Exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying. And so to that point, this scene was not necessary, and I think we're gonna get a very shitty 28-minute version of that in a bottle episode next episode.
I also like that your prediction is the shortest episode.
Oh, yeah. Well, I say
next episode is going to be 17 minutes.
If I say 28 minutes, that means it's going to be what, a 35, 38 minute episode.
They actually end up adding commercials just because they need something.
Right. Hey, that's my guy, man. I like that. Yeah. He looks the same.
That motherfucker still gets carded. Definitely. Look at that guy.
Definitely getting carded if he walks into my bar.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I haven't looked at him recently. I thought
Only reason he's getting carded is so I can make sure that's Hayden Christensen. Hey, how you doing there, guy? My guy.
Your money's no good here, Anakin.
Money's no good here. And
you get free Bantha books for life in here. Yeah,
that's right. You get drinking on Bantha bucks over here.
All right, let's get to the favorite part that we all love is what
does it? No, I'm joking.
That's a different show entirely. The IMDb score. We are at that point in time where we need IMDb score. Captain Tiva, pull it up. Everybody else,
I got it.
On the table.
I have
Terry.
Before you guys guess,
look at the score. I was just looking at the actors. So
wait. Before you do that, just so you guys know,
right,
5,266 votes. So that might affect your.
That's a lot.
Your overall thoughts.
That's a good amount. Terry, what are you thinking about?
I'm trying to
use the force.
I haven't really talked to anybody else about this show, so I'm going to give it maybe a 6.3. I don't know if the hate's just with us. I haven't really
6.3.
Did you talk to anybody else about the show? Are you just scared to tell anybody that you're actually watching this show? Is that
no, because I haven't. I didn't start watching this show till 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we got a 6.3. Bill, what do you think?
I'm not giving my rating, by the way. I'm just giving the rating that I think that it's going to have. Last week I said 5.5. I was really wrong. So that means that people are really fucking. More people are fucking with this than I think the noise behind it being bad is louder than the people who actually like it. So I'm going to go with a solid 7.3.
Okay.
Alex? We got 6.3, 7.3.
Come on.
Yeah, I guess I'll
need a new brand of pair of shoes. Come on.
I guess I'll probably go with 7. What people think this has been, like I mentioned, this is 5.5 for me. But I think it's probably maybe 7 for all the people who love Rebels and shit. Who are voting on this?
Rebel life.
Rebels in the building. I'm gonna go with a 7.7 on this one because there was a lot of lightsabering, and I went to Juiceland last week, and I talked to the guy. He had a Star Wars shirt on, and I was like, "You're not watching Ahsoka, are you?" And he's like, "I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan. You know, it's got lightsabers and stuff. You know, that's always my favorite." And I was just like, "Oh, all right. Well, I guess people are a fan of lightsabers over the actual story." So there's a lot of lightsabers. I'm gonna go with 7.7. Jeff, what is it? Is
it's a 9.1.
What?
Down from a 9.2 earlier today.
You know what I think it is? I think a lot of the haters came out and they were like, I'm glad that these nerds got put in their place and this fucking dark Jedi dude was just a fucking pile of smoke. Glad it happened. I think that's because that's kind of how I felt. I was like, I'm in it. I'm in.
I'm going to say this.
Unacceptable.
I agree with this being the highest rated episode of the series so far.
Okay, I'll go with that.
But episode 1 and 2 were like 8, and I think they were both 8. Yeah, they were both 8. Jesus. Episode 3 was 7.5. I think that they should all be taken down at least one full letter grade for pissing me off.
No, your feelings don't matter, man. It's facts over feelings.
Well, but I will say, episodes 1 and 2, episode 1, I think it's an 8. I think it should have been, I think a 7 would have been fine. Maybe a 7.2. Episode 2, I would say 6.8 to 7. Episode 3, oh God, 6.5, 6.4. And then this one, I think like a 7.5 would have been okay on this one. If I were judging this one on its own, it would have been way lower. Like if I were judging this one and I hadn't seen a single other episode of this show, my judgment would have also been lower.
Well, we all know the truth that I'm right, and it was a 7.3, and that's what it should be, and everybody knows that I'm right. It's price is right. No, I'm joking. Little drunk bantha inside joke humor.
Yeah, this episode, like on paper, should have been a lot cooler. Like lightsaber fight in alien forest seems like it should be cool.
I hate how
agreed,
but it just doesn't. Yeah, like even like in Force Awakens, the lightsaber fight they had in the forest.
We missed an entirely great opportunity to have a great lightsaber fight for a scene.
Yeah, and it was
we missed it.
Yeah,
and she just. But I did like how she just new lightsaber style we've never seen before.
I did like how she just killed that nigga like immediately.
That's because when I started looking at it, I was like, "This spinning lightsaber is stupid as fuck." You're about to fuck, bro. Don't you dare charge in her. You're about to get fucked with this.
Yeah,
right. It's kind of like the Star Wars equivalent of just like fighting like this.
Yeah, just
fighting like Shanae and Martin, like, but like fighting like Fred. So,
like maybe if he had like 2 of them going at him, and he was like, no.
How would you like 2 of these lightsabers across your lip? Like, no. Yeah, man. This show is.
What are we rating this episode? Are we putting a? Can we all agree to a 7?
Yeah,
I said 7.3. We said drop it down.
I would say higher than 7. I'd say 7.2, 7.3.
No, you can't do partials.
But we have to. Numbers. Yeah, we can only do fulls. So then 7. I can't go up to 8 for this.
I would say 6, but y'all can be nice.
No, we go on 7 because all of us are above.
I think
7.
overall, like the average of all of our scores,
average it out to 7. Even though you a hater, good job, man. You finally be hating. I'll be trying to get him to hate a little bit more. I've
been hating this whole episode with everybody.
I'm just saying, like in general, like overall, your life.
You just need more hate in your heart.
He be liking bad stuff, and I be like, bro, just hate on me. Don't nobody care.
Well, on that note, I think we're all done hating this episode, and until next week, and we do some more hate and Christensen. Oh, that was a nice little pun. Until next week when we do that and get into all of that. Let us. Yeah, thank you. So I was just something off the top of my head.
I will say one thing I loved.
One
thing I did think was dope when Ahsoka takes the guy and just moves him in front of the other dude's blaster.
That was fun.
I thought that was dope.
That was the top guy right there, baby.
All right.
But that was
Talk
what, in the
about that,
first
because
third episode. I need to give him something good, guys. I had to give him something.
Alex is like, I wish we were all that guy, so we could have gotten shot and not watched the rest of this episode. We would have been.
At least your girl was more expressive this episode.
Yeah, when she got burned on the hand, she did say
She had a lot of emotion. She had a lot of emotion.
And when she thought
trying to kill old bitch.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that was when she thought her friend
made
was
me
dead.
mad. That just made me more mad. It's like, why are you letting her act in this scene, but you won't let her act in the rest of the show?
Right.
Makes me. It's just I love y'all watch Death Proof, man. I don't know.
That was like
Death Proof was so good.
But did she cross her arms this episode?
You know what?
Ooh.
There's only two shots if you're playing a Ahsoka across your arms drinking game.
There's 2 shots. I thought it wasn't.
I think it's like one at the beginning outside the ship, and I think there's one at the end.
What if
You will not be a drunk bantha at that point in this episode.
Oh yeah, I was very upset there were no trash campfires, but I will get over it.
I found it. I found the cross arm shot.
There it is.
Oh,
There's a shot.
Ooh.
If you're watching right now, you better do a shot. Right now.
Shot.
3
Yeah,
minutes,
I'm looking
9
for 'em
seconds
now.
in.
There it is. There it is. So if you're playing Star Wars Bingo, go ahead and take a shot for that scene. On that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Let's start with Lord Terry. Lord Terry, where can people find you while you're traveling the globe and the intergalactic star system, even to the outer rim? Where can people find you?
Well, they can find me and our lovely Kirsten in about 14 days because we'll be in Austin. So you guys better come see us too. But we're going to be at the glorious Fantastic Fest, checking out all the new fucking movies that may or may not get released. Sometimes they don't get released when we see them here. That's kind of cool. But we do get to see that new Toxic Crusader, and fingers crossed that I'm hoping Peter Dinklage is going to be there and I can give him a brand new T-pen.
Oh, yeah.
The bad news, Pendependence is no longer, because that was really tiring to write on tax forms. So I changed the name to T-Pens, and T-Pens is an LLC and a real company now.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's appropriate. Cool. So yeah.
Love it.
Shout
I'd
out
love
to
to hear it.
producer 9.
Moving on up.
Yeah. Out here with all their good little clips. So everybody go follow Lord Terry and T-Pens. Drunk Banthas, where can people find you if they want to reach out to you or see what you guys are cooking up?
You guys can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, Letterboxd, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly.
We have our show called Does It Hold Up that comes out every other Monday at 4:20 a.m. Our most recent episode, we talked about Page Master.
That's right. Very
with Random Internet Guy.
a lot of information about that movie too. Like Macaulay Culkin actually did that right after Home Alone 1, but it came out like 2 years later. So it's pretty trippy. It's a pretty trippy story about how that movie got made.
Yeah,
but that's all you get for here for free. But I mean, it's all free. It's all free. You know, all you gotta do is go to YouTube and listen to it.
And if you're big Nine Nerd Yard fans, which I'm sure you are because you're here, Blake came on to talk about Hook with us, and that's going to be the next episode that drops in a couple weeks. So y'all should check.
Let me just tell y'all right now, we're getting into the nitty gritty of the Does It Hold Up? Like we actually are getting to the part where we really know what we're actually doing. So if you've been watching so far, if you've been watching and popping in and out, like you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. Everybody does such a great job. Really appreciate it.
Love it. Captain Carson Teva, aka Jeff, where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
Well, you can always try Skyping with me at Don Cheadle's driveway at littletiki2.com. It's because of that.
Because of hackers. Yeah.
You can try and find me on Facebook, Jeff Madel, on Instagram at MadelJeff, or you can try and find me right here on 9 Nerd Yards, and of course, Nerds at Night.
Oh
Love
yeah,
it.
coming to
a YouTube channel near you.
Right, a cell
everybody
phone.
go follow.
A cell phone near you.
You can use all your anytime minutes to tune into YouTube. Nerds at Night.
Fucking up our anytime minutes, girl. Get off. I gotta watch Nerds at Night.
That's right. Way better than Ahsoka. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, but Blake, if I wanted to listen to a really cool podcast with your voice, where would I find that? Where
I
can
thought
find
you'd
you?
never ask. You can follow me and my show, Unfiltered Bachelor, YouTube. It's also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere podcasts are. That's where the show is. Or you can follow it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or TikTok. Also here on 9 Nerd Yards. And you can tune in to all of us for the new channel, Nerds at Night, where we'll be doing something very similar to this, a few new tweaks here and there. But we want everybody to tune into that channel since we are putting that on full blast. So we will see y'all there. We appreciate everybody who's been tuning in for this particular season of madness, which is something produced by Disney, which we're just going to keep hating, and we know that you love it. So you keep watching us, and we'll keep hating for you. But yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in.
Hashtag bring back the idol.
Okay.
Idol season 2.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe just so we don't have to film in the Weekend's house for season 2.
They're doing open the house this weekend.
Right, that's right.
Let's make it more problematic. Let's get Bryan Singer to do season 2. Like, let's get it crazy.
Let's bring all the controversy to it. But we appreciate everybody for tuning in, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you're watching us and letting us in your ears. We do appreciate you. And until the next time, we will see you. Peace.